The stage is all set to welcome the delegates and head of the states for G20 that India is hosting this year. But the most talked thing about G20 is only and only Bharat Mandapam, for which each and everyone is excited. But how will Bharat Mandapam be? What all things it will be having inside? How technically it will be well equipped? What kind of technologies it will be using, collaborating with the Indian culture? And the most important thing in Bharat Mandapam will be the way the delegates, head of the states will be welcomed. Because India is known for its culture of Atithi Devo Bhava. And Atithi, the guests, are the most important thing for us, the very important thing for us. And that is why the welcome of the guests should be in an extraordinary manner. And that is why today we'll be starting with how Bharat Mandapam will be welcoming the delegates, the head of the states, how grand welcome they will be witnessing when they will be entering Bharat Mandapam, and what all things they will be watching or how they will be greeted. That all things we'll be talking about. And presently I am being joined by Mr. Saurav Beck, who is the CEO of TAGBIN, and TAGBIN in fact is participating mostly in all the exhibition that will be exhibited in Bharat Mandapam as well. Now Saurabh ji, thank you so much for speaking to Times Network. Starting with the welcome ceremony, or in fact how the guests will be welcomed in Bharat Mandapam, please tell us about it.
Thank you, Tejashree. This is the interactive map of reception where most of the head of states and delegates will enter. From here, this is the first door. There is another door which is the entry door to the reception area. This is almost 15,000 square feet. In this particular area, we are showing them the exhibition on Mother of Democracy. Okay. So what all goes into Mother of Democracy? We have 26 panels which are arranged in such a manner so that the visitors can see the 5,000 years old the tradition in which the roots of democracies are there, and from one panel to another panel they will move till the present day elections, that how deeply rooted our democracy is.
So this is the entry of that particular mandapam, or
right.
we can say the exhibition of Mother of Democracy.
Right.
So now switching to the next slide, if you can tell that what will they be seeing first?
So this is the grand view of the reception hall. You can see there is a very huge 100 feet LED on which there will be a dynamic content. The
right.
content will be about the Mother of Democracy and the the landscape of India, how rich the landscape of India is, from ocean to mountains to deserts to plains. That will be shown. And that
in this LED?
Yes, this is almost a very huge 100 feet LED,
okay.
which is serving as a backdrop to the reception area.
Right.
Yes. Then we have these 26 panels, and each panel has 16 languages, because this is meant for people coming from different countries. So you can stand in front of it, you can select your language, and then the entire content will be played in the language of your choice. And one more thing, there is a directional speaker. This is a special kind of a speaker which kind of restricts the sound in the area where this particular panel is. For example, this panel, if you're standing here, you won't be able to hear what is being played on the next panel.
Do we need to wear the headphones,
no,
earphones?
No, this is a directional. So it works in one particular directional. It has a cone of active area, in which if you stand, the moment you move out of that, you won't hear anything
Right. So these 26 panels will be portraying the glorious history and rich cultural heritage of India, say it be our Granths, say it be Ramayana, Mahabharat, everything will be portrayed in there.
So the content start from 5,000 years old, where in our ancient sculptures and scriptures we have the roots of Mother of Democracy. For example, in Ramayana, it was Ram Rajya, where the king was chosen, and then he has certain duties toward the people.
Right.
Then in Mahabharata also, what were the duties of the people, Rig Vedas, all of these Vedas. And then during the different rulers' time, Shivaji, Akbar, Jainism, how the democracy was part of it. The idea is that in 1950 India adopted a republic status, and we adopted democracy as an integral part of us. But it is not that just in 2-3 years when we got freedom we became democratic. We were democratic in our values. We are a tolerant society, isliye because of that whenever a transfer of power happens, it happens very peacefully.
Right.
And India is one of the nation, every 5 years, 10 years there is a transfer of power, and then the prime minister very humbly step down, and a new person becomes a prime minister or
so that's
minister.
what will be portrayed in mother of democracy. Now this is what we are seeing. We can see over here you have written is that the dancing sculpture is displayed on an elevated rotating platform adorned with a traditional Indian rangoli. So not just the sculpture, but in fact it will be adorned with a beautiful rangoli. What is the concept about here? We can see a Harappan girl. Please elaborate about it.
So this girl is from a Saraswati Sindhu civilization. It's a sculpture, this is basically 5 feet in height and it weighs around 120 feet. It is on a rotating platform. It keeps on rotating so that people can view it from all angles.
360 degree.
Yes, 360 degree. And on the bottom of it, we have created a kind of a rangoli or a mandala kind of a structure.
So rangoli is a handmade rangoli, or it is?
No, it's a printed backlit kind of a graphic.
Okay.
And then we have these 2 kiosks, which are touch screen kiosks, where a person can know about what this girl signifies. Now let me explain you that this girl, if you look at it, the way she is striking a pose, that kind of signifies the confidence of women in the age. This is almost 3,000-4,000 year old,
so an empowered woman was at that point of time. Does it signify that?
Yes, and that is the fundamental of a democracy. So we have made this as a masterpiece of our entire exhibition, and by looking at it, anyone can understand that this was the fundamental of Indian society at that time.
What is it made of?
This is made out of bronze.
All right. So now women empowerment will also be witnessed by the delegates who will be coming and watching here the mother of democracy. Next we see is again the panels that you were talking about.
Yes, so there are different topics. One more feature which I forgot to explain at that time. So people can download this content on their phone through 2 different technologies, through a QR code scanning and also a tap of an NFC, the way we do payments.
Right.
So from a mobile phone, you can have this content on your mobile phone.
So QR code generally, we scan the bills or we scan UPI, in the same way the scanner code will be over here somewhere?
Yes, exactly. And this content is also available in the G20 mobile app, and it is live. It was launched 3 days back.
Okay.
This is how the overall look of the exhibition looks like.
Now this is the most awaited moment for all of us, as we know that artificial intelligence, the technology that is being used, and I was mentioning earlier that the way the delegates will be greeting, and that's what Mr. Saurav was telling us, that it is an AI anchor that Mr. Saurav and his team has made, and in fact it will be greeting in 16 different languages.
Yes. So let me break this down for you. This is not just a composition of one technology. I'll go a little deep for the people who understand technology. The first is the way she is presented. It will give you a feeling as if she is right in front of us. So through this, the way we have done is a holographic projection, and this projection in such a way so that it is visible in a bright light. Mostly if you have seen hologram, they are always done in a dark kind of environment, but this is a different technique. So it gives you a feeling as if the avatar is right in front of me.
Okay.
The way this avatar is made, it is not a 3D avatar. This is we have seen deep fake videos. So what we do a recording, 20 minutes general recording of that person. We clone the voice of a human being.
So in this you have used the voice of a lady.
Now she is not saying the script which we wanted to say here, because the script has dynamic elements. The script will say, "Welcome Joe Biden." We don't know which delegate is in front of it. So that has to be generated at the same time.
So how she will identify that who is who?
Okay, so now coming to that point, this has a camera and we all know how Joe Biden looks like. So using image processing, we're gonna predict who the person is in front of us, and then at the same time we're gonna generate that voice which is basically a customized welcome for that particular delegate, and then through a deep fake she's going to deliver that dialogue to that.
Okay.
And the second part is basically a 90-second introduction about the entire exhibition. It's like an orientation. This lady will be telling you the entire orientation of the exhibition, and from here you move on to the panels.
So, introduction in all the languages
Yes,
again.
so that is the first thing we know. Most of the people, delegates, we know that from which country they belong. So automatically they will, if this person is from France, she will speak in French. If the person is from Spain, she will speak in Spanish. So we identify that, and then we also have a very fail-safe mechanism in that. So for example, there is a delegate which we don't know. So then she will ask you like, may I know your name please, from which language? And then as we are taking the input, this also has a microphone. So we also have a way to interact from the visitor if we don't know, because our database will be limited,
Right.
So that is how this.
So she will be listening to the command that's being given, and then she will process the information and address or welcome the delegate.
Right. This is a very different technique than what is being generally used as the 3D based avatar.
Right.
This
So can we watch some video or some actual the AI model who is currently standing there in the Bharat Mandapam, because in fact it is a very unique way to welcome our delegates, because as we mentioned earlier, Atithi Devo Bhava, and in fact it is a beautiful combination of our culture and of course the latest technology that always our Prime Minister focuses on. So is this the lady who will be welcoming?
Yes, this is what we have recorded, and the basis of that, through image processing and AI generative technology, we have created a deep fake video which kind of talk to you in your language, and it has a dynamic content.
So it has an audio too right now?
Yes, I'll just play it for you. You can see the depth, it seems as if she's right there in front of us, and the shadow is also there. And she's speaking in Spanish currently.
Alright, but it doesn't seem like that she is an AI model. How is it possible? Like say, you talk about the texture of the skin, you talk about the shadow, you talk about the color effect that we are talking about, the features, the sharp features or the language that she is speaking. It doesn't seem like that she is in model.
So the way this works is that if we have your 10 minutes video recording, we can also create a same like that. So I mean in your industry,
it will be a replica.
It will be a replica, your voice, exactly your voice, your accent, your hand movement.
Right.
Because the way it works is that through a machine learning, it understands your voice, clones your voice,
Absolutely.
face expressions. So nowadays, in journalism, it can be a very helpful thing.
Definitely, we have seen many AI anchors, but this is something which looks like very much organic. It doesn't look like that you have made or something which is more of a materialistic kind of thing.
So the only difference here is that what you have seen, they are a 3D generated AI anchor. This is totally a regenerative AI, which is basically you have a video of it and then you are using a deepfake technology in that.
All right. So now this is how the AI. Is there any name given to this model?
Maybe after your suggestion, we might think of naming her, because obviously she will become popular, and we don't just want her to be, remembered as AI anchor. So we will definitely give some name.
What was the reaction of Prime Minister when, such ideas were introduced to him, or was in fact a push towards technology mixing up with the culture given since day one?
That has always been an agenda of Prime Minister, because he wanted youth to connect to the culture. And the way we have done some of the museum, like Prime Minister's museums, they are something to attract youth, because those are the people who should remember our past so that they can build our future. So technology always become a medium to kind of engage, thrill them, so that they are interested in what we wanted to tell them.
Right.
So that is what we are doing here also.
All right. Next, if we can show that what is in the Bharat Mandapam's Mother of Democracy's exhibition.
So these are majorly, all of the elements.
Right.
We have explained about these panels. There is one sculpture in the center. There is on the back, a huge LED wall. Then we have AI anchor. And these 26 panels, they
So all
have,
in all, they will be having an experience of not, I must not say mini India, but of course a diverse Indian culture will be, they will be witnessing over here.
they will from here, they will start from 5,000 years old.
Okay.
And as they walk along this the corridor, they will understand that the democracy roots were there in every
From
era.
Vedic period to modern era?
Yes, till the
Right.
current age,
Of course.
the last panel talks about how elections are conducted in India, how for one single voter we go and set up a polling station. So that
Details
is,
of the election will also be
Yes.
told, that how they are conducted.
yes, and even how seriously we take our democracy is.
Right.
For one single person in one of the state, we go to 2,000 kilometer deep inside, and then
Right.
we set up a polling station there.
The other exhibition in which you are participating, you mentioned about, is the Digital India. So apart from Mother of Democracy, Digital India also plays a very important role, because as India is processing or progressing to become a developed nation, of course Digital India has been playing an important role, and of course it remains an important agenda whenever the key concepts of India are being discussed. So this is how the we can say the exhibition of Digital India would look like. Over to you, Saurabh. What will be there?
So this is actually in also the hall number 4, where it will be available for the media, and also the replica of it is for the delegates also in hall number 14.
Right.
These are the certain Digital India initiatives which India have really progressed in last 10 years. So we have total 10 exhibits here. We are showing the power of UPI, because now the India has gone cashless, and you have
Right.
seen very
Digital
recently,
payments.
yes, digital payment becoming a part of our everyday's life.
So what will be there here in UPI?
So in a UPI we have a vending machine through which we have a dummy thing. So you scan something and then the product comes out. So that you can take away as a
Token
with
of
you.
love.
Yes,
for
so
the
they are
delegates.
this different biscuit chips and all of that are there.
Okay.
So it's like to show how UPI works. So it's actually a demo of UPI here. Then Aadhaar, we talks about that how secure the Aadhaar is, and how a single number is interlinked with everything. So we talk about Aadhaar here. Then DigiLocker, how we have gone paperless, in a way that we don't require driving license or Aadhaar card for us to be carried. Now the wallet has become that.
Okay.
Now this is a very interesting thing called Bhashini. So India has a very diverse culture, and the language are
Right.
so many. So how can we create a database of our language? So that is what we are creating. This is a AI based chatbot which ministry have created. We are displaying it here. How in different languages we can do a language conversion through AI. So that is what we talk about. E-Sanjeevani is a telemedication kind of a setup through doctors sitting in a urban location. They can attend to patient in a rural location. Diksha is all about the education for youth available on a website. So these are the different parameters, and also the ONDC, the platform which government recently launched to kind of enable e-commerce, anybody can set up a store now. The way the government has revolutionized the payment system, so they are also working on e-commerce. So all of that is a part.
Under the concept of Digital India, you were also telling that there is some special rooftop that is being made, and that will give you a feeling
Yes.
of
So-
something which is coming close to you. What's that all about?
So there are two special elements. This is a digital tree which we have created out of LED. So here we're gonna have a journey of Digital India, how in 10 years different
So is
initiatives.
it digitally created, or something has been installed?
No, this is a digitally created. Then there will be lights on it, so it gives you a feeling as if it's a tree, and it's a
Okay.
digital tree of all the initiatives. So this is something which you will see in Hall 4. You can also see this is
Right.
a place where International Media Center will be there. These are different
On
parts.
all
of it.
these three, this particular tree, the journey of India in terms of how it has progressed digitally, that will be showcased.
Yes. This is on the back, you can. This is what I was talking about.
The UPI
the
thing.
UPI thing. You can scan it, and you can.
So one has to take the phone, scan over here, and the
then
products will come out.
Come out. Yes, exactly. Then what I wanted to show you is a game. This is e-Sanjeevani, National Telemedicine Center. This is ONDC.
All right.
This is Diksha, and then there is a game like which is a Digital India Journey game. So you get on a bicycle.
Okay.
So you have to ride and you have to collect all of these icons. These icons are multiple initiatives by Digital India. So the more you catch these icons, the more you get benefited. For every time you catch any icon, there is a story which goes on. And
so how one will be riding the bicycle, by their own avatars?
No, and you actually have to physically sit on it, and then you have to paddle it. So when
So
you
bicycle has been kept over there.
Yes, when you paddle it, it moves forward. I mean, digitally the content moves forward. So you keep on. This is a stationary thing.
And do you have to move right and left to collect these coins?
Yes, right, left. It's like a game
Okay.
for people to understand and all the different initiatives. The initiatives are in form of an icons. You have to collect these icons. And then I was telling you about the another exhibition. This is at hall number 14. This is exactly the replica of what I have shown you,
Right.
except the LED cube on the top. So this is the inverted LED cube. Here we're gonna project a anamorphic content. So it gonna looks like as if something is coming out from this particular LED. And this is being made, and within 2 days it will be ready.
What kind of content will be displayed over here?
It is all about different Digital India logo. For example, Earth can come out, which kind of signifies the Vasudev Kutumbakam, which is the motto of G20. So as if something is coming out, because it creates an illusion. This kind of a setups create an illusion. So this is what we will be projecting here. One more interesting thing is the Ask Gita, which is basically you can ask problems of your life, and Bhagavad Gita has the answer to all the problems.
Is there any slide made regarding Ask Gita, or is it under preparation right
We
now?
have a demo I can show you. So this one.
Okay.
So you have to enter your name.
So is it available there in Digital India itself, or it is
yes.
there in some other exhibition?
This is in Digital India.
So
You
here,
enter your
as we
name.
can see that Mr. Saurav has typed his name, his age, and
then
you have
the
to select the
name.
gender.
And then there are certain questions.
Okay.
And for example, if I click on this, what is life? So
Right. So this is the
understood my
question that Saurav has asked, that what is life, and then since it is an AI generated system completely, so this will be giving its answers according to the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita.
So this is what it's saying, life is a journey of soul in which we search for the highest truth and attain a state of lasting joy and fulfillment. It is a path of self-discovery through which we learn to live in harmony with the universe and find inner peace. Through this journey, one discovers their true purpose and becomes aware of divine within them. And this is what I asked, what is life? Jivan kya hai? Ye sansar, it is basically in a Sanskrit, which I am not able to read. But
Alright, but of course the Sanskrit shlokas of Bhagavad Gita are also mentioned with the reference to the question that you have asked, and then it translates the same thing in English as well.
And and after that we are also adding audio into that, and then there will be a AI audio which will say Saurav aapne mujhse ye pucha. And then
और आपको जवाब में ये सारी चीजें बताई
So that is what we are integrated now. So this is available as askgita.ai. You can even
any question you can ask regarding
any
your
question. Do you want to ask something?
No. Is there something regarding, you were also mentioning that something regarding mythology will also be portrayed in the
Mother of Democracy.
Yeah.
We generally call it our history. Because we have seen all of that, and Ramayana, Mahabharata is a part of it. So they will all be in these panels, from Mahabharata, Ramayana, different Vedas. And what we are showing from Mahabharata, Ramayana is that what were the democratic features, present at that time. So the entire angle of having those ancient scriptures is to portray and strengthen the position of democracy of India.
मिनट के लिए कट करिएगा ना इसमें आपने So is it now completely ready to welcome all the delegates, and how excited you are in fact to witness the grand event, the historic event I should say, of G20?
So it's almost complete. Right now we are in a final finishing stage and testing stage. We will hand over the entire exhibition tomorrow, and then we are very excited that The motto of this is to kind of educate people about the richness of democracy in our ancient history, not just recent history. So I'm very confident that when people and any delegate will walk through this exhibition, they will be amazed and they will be excited to know that okay, India is a country and India is truly a mother of democracy.
And how excited you are?
I'm very excited. I mean, I have done multiple projects for government, but this
and how many days it took, starting from the core to the final output result?
This is almost a 1 month project, but 1 month, almost 18 to 20 hours we have put, because to assemble everything, to create content and to create the avatar and to create it to that finish, because there is something good, then there is something very good. We always wanted to achieve the excellence here.
All right, so this was the entire, we can say, a sum up about how the Bharat Mandapam, or the 360-degree view, how it will be from traditional to cultural, from ancient to modern, what all things will it be having, that we have seen. And Times Now is the only channel that was exclusively showing you the inside, in fact, pictures that is in fact articulated all on the basis of artificial intelligence. So now India is all set to welcome the delegates and the head of the states, which is going to be held on 8th, 9th and 10th of September. With camera person Harendra, this is Tejashree reporting for Times Network from Delhi.